All right, students, turn your books to page 15. We need to settle down now. Least common multiple. So a few lessons back, we talked about multiples. And one of your homework assignments was write down the first 10 multiples of like the number 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 18, 20, 24, 27, and 30, and so on and so forth. So we know what multiples are? You pick a number and then you just multiply it by other numbers. Those are all multiples. Now we're going to talk about least common multiples, because multiples go on forever. Remember that? That's right. There's going to be a card that pops up here that will remind you of that one. So, forever. So, least common multiples, why do you need to know it? Like greatest common factors, we talked about one time you would need it. And I can't think of any other times, unless you're matching up different lengths of things, I suppose. But I don't know. No, actually, that's least common multiple. But having a party, making sure you have enough stuff for everybody. Who do you invite? Now, for least common multiples, you could use this. Say, for example, let's say here you go. Here's an example of when you could use these least common multiples. You're all in junior high, so you all like love stories. So imagine you got Bobby TrueBlue. Very nice guy. And say that he's a delivery man, and he makes deliveries at a certain spot every 12 days. And then he runs into, at one house, not too shabby Nancy. And she, let's say she's she likes to go out for walks after she comes home from work. And she walks by that spot every 18 days. And let's say one day, as TrueBlue Bobby is delivering a package at a certain house, he runs into not too shabby Nancy. And then their eyes lock, and then the music plays, and they fall in love. But then they have to go because he has to make deliveries. And she has to go because she's walking to a party or something with friends. And then she's like, oh no, when are we going to see each other again? I don't have time to get my phone out to get your phone number.
Really?
And Bobby's like, don't worry about it. Hey, this is my story. Bobby's like, don't worry about it. I walk past this house every 12 days. And then not too shabby Nancy says, well, that's great. You come here. I come here every 18 days. How can we figure out the next time we run into each other? Well, let me show you how. Over here.
Over here.
So, Bobby gets out his pencil and paper, says, you come here every 18 days. I come here every 12 days. This is what we'll do. We'll just reduce this. I know that 2 goes into both of those numbers. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 18 9 times. And he notices, ooh, I can reduce the 6 to 9 by 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Can't reduce either one of those anymore. So yesterday you learned to find the greatest common factor to multiply those 2 numbers. Well, to find the least common multiple, you multiply those 2 numbers and these 2 numbers. So the least common multiple, or whenever they will run into each other again, will be 2 times 3 times 2 times 3. That's 6 times 6. So in 36 days, they'll be able to see each other again. So Bobby says, oh, Nancy, in 36 days, we'll run into each other again. That'll be great. I can't wait to see you then. Nancy says, it takes too long. Never mind, forget it. The moment's over. End of story. So the main idea that we get from this is some people can be fickle. No. Main idea we get from this, reduce then multiply everything. Everything. So we reduced until we couldn't reduce anymore, then multiply everything. Yes, sir. Let's try this one, 24, 18, and 36. 24, 18, and 36. What goes into 24, 18, and 36? 6 goes into 24 4 times. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 goes into 36 6 times. Then I look at this, and I find out, you know what? I can reduce the 3 and the 6. I can reduce the 4 and the 6, but I can't reduce the 4 and the 3. So I just choose. I'm going to look at this 3 and 6, and I'm going to circle them. So I'm going to just reduce these two numbers. So what can I reduce these two numbers with? Yes, a 3. The 4 I can't do anything with, so I'll drop it down. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 6 2 times. I look at this, and I can see I can reduce the 4 and 2 with the 2. So I'm just going to circle these guys that I'm reducing, and I'm going to reduce that with the 2. How many times does 2 go into 4? 2 times. The 1 I don't care about, so I just drop it down. How many times does 2 go into 2? Once. Now there's nothing else to reduce there, is there? So my least common multiple is 6 times 3 times 2 times 2. What's 6 times 3? 2 times 2? 18 times 4? 72. So I reduce all of them. So your key idea right here. The key idea is that you reduce all 3 of these numbers first. And once you reduce them all, see if you can reduce maybe 2 of them. If there are 2 more you can reduce, then you're set. You just keep doing that until you can't reduce anymore. Got it? Yes. So just here I reduced all 3. Here I could only reduce 2, so I reduced them. Here I could only reduce these 2, so I reduced them. Whatever I don't reduce, I just drop down. Got it? All right. Thus endeth the lesson. If you like this video and any other stories, please subscribe to my channel or watch this video over here. My latest video is right over here. Have a nice day, and always be mathing.